it pronounced first of all? Let me just tell me the day inaitwa. Ni ul si al.
Okay, there's watu wanasemanga vitu zote yenye wanasema. Okay. You know, kuna pronunciation, it's in Arabic. So kuna venye ni kama how non-Muslim or non-Cushitic people pronounce Ahmed. They say Ahmed. Or just
I usually say Ahmed.
Yeah, so it's Ahmed.
Ahmed. So so on Friday we were celebrating Eid al-Adha.
Was it Friday or Wednesday?
Okay, when was it?
Wednesday,
Thursday, it was Wednesday.
Friday, yeah. So 3 days, it's okay.
I think I have my days mixed up.
Zote zilikuwa holiday for us anyway. Yeah. It's mostly celebrated for 3 days. Now it's about sharing. Unaona, those who are capable wanachinja, and you share. It's basically just about sharing, thinking about those who don't have. You share everything with them. Yes. And I love that about hiyo siku ya Eid. So you share.
Okay. Now that we're talking about it, I noticed that some of my neighbors disappeared from.
Wait, haukuletewa?
No. Usijali, nilikula. Kama ni mambo ya kukula nyama na kushare na neighbors, hiyo na ilifanyika.
Okay.
No, but what I'm saying is there are some neighbors of mine I noticed disappeared from Tuesday. And I haven't seen them since then. So I'm assuming they'll either show up this evening as they prepare to get to work tomorrow.
Yes.
So the people who disappeared for an entire week by day. So they took that Eid holiday and they disappeared the entire week.
It was a proper holiday. Hata mimi sikuenda mahali 3 days. Lazima tushereke for 3 days.
And then the interesting thing is, this morning as I was driving to work, I saw kuna hii cultural establishment inakuanga mahali hapo Mombasa Road. Ni place ya watu kukunywa uji. Ile uji ya Uhuru Kenyatta. Nilipata watu hapo in the morning because I usually drive around 5 a.m. I found people there in the morning and I was like, bana
uji.
Watu yani uji na kuanga tabu namna hii.
Baridi, it's because of the cold. I think it's very cold.
No. Hanifa, you're not getting it. Uji. Unakumbuka kwa mazishi ya the late honorable Raila Odinga?
Yeah.
President Uhuru said that once in a while alikuwa anakunywa uji na once in a while alikuwa anakunywa uji na mheshimiwa Raila.
Oh my days, I missed your point, but saina kuelewa.
But nonetheless, all those two types of uji,
long holiday.
Yes, all those two types of uji zinakupatia joto, so you are not wrong. So whether you take the Uhuru one or you take the baby one.
No, I'm actually sad that I missed the first point.
Don't worry. Yeah, but yeah, so people have enjoyed themselves. I know now they're preparing themselves to get back to work. So we wish everyone all the best. It's a weekly roundup, and we'll do a little bit of rounding up as we wait for our guest for this hour. We're hoping to host DAPK leader Honorable Eugene Wamalwa, who is a former Minister of Justice in Kenya. Yeah, so he's supposed to be on his way. I hope he is still on his way, but it's still early. It's 7:05. Later on, we'll also be hosting Boniface Mwangi. Hopefully, he also makes his way to the studio. But there are some things we were hoping to have a conversation with Mheshimiwa, na hata akifika hapa tutamuuliza on the Utumishi fire.
Oh my.
What are your thoughts? It was a tragedy. It happened on Thursday night, right?
Yes.
Thursday morning, early morning as we were getting to work. And that is when the news was breaking. So it happened at around 1 a.m. to 3 a.m. Yale masaa watu wanasemanga masaa ya kishetani.
Ungodly hours.
What are your thoughts on that tragedy? And the video that we saw yesterday, that video was very heartbreaking.
Honestly, by the way, if you didn't notice, it's the topic of discussion online.
Oh yes, it is.
I just left Twitter because of all the discussion. Well, first of all, that was a terrible tragedy. Seeing that video yesterday really broke me in ways I cannot even explain. It was so sad. There's no justification whatsoever. Hakuna justification at all.
Yeah.
But in the same breath, I couldn't help but notice that kuna CCTV ndani ya dorms.
Yes.
Unajua ubaya sasa ya Wakenya, they don't understand that two things can coexist at the same time.
Okay.
Two facts. Like, yes, no one wants these girls to go unpunished. They must pay for what they did. And by there, to explain that more,
yes,
kuna watu tena wanajaribu ku excuse their behavior saying it's mental health and stuff. We understand. We understand the nature of boarding school and everything. Lakini,
yes,
as a form of defiance,
yeah,
this thing has been happening. Watoto kuchoma shule has been happening for long now, sindio? And it's going to happen in the future, unfortunately.
Actually, I don't know how true this is. Nasikia kuna shule nyingine
yeah, there's another boys school I saw imechomwa.
Do we know the name of this school?
Yeah, it's called Saboti. I'm
trying.
Yeah. I saw nimeona tu saile kwa news. So it's something they are going to do. How do we actually prevent this? Yes, they must be punished, by the way. These girls must be punished. How do we go beyond just them being punished and to prevent such incidences from happening in the future? You see, that's one thing. And that is a fact that can coexist with calling them out to account.
There are very many ways to skin a cat, and sometimes you might need to employ all of them.
Yes.
Now, I've never skinned a cat before, so I wouldn't know. But I know there are very many ways of dealing with an issue. You can, for example, in this school situation, that issue of mental health.
School, history of boarding school.
Hiyo mambo ya mental health, by the Hanifa, we cannot ignore it.
Yes.
For sure.
You can't.
Because those people are human beings. They have the same makeup as us. So whatever we go through as adults, trust me, children will go through the same, perhaps even worse. You know, me and you as adults, we are a little bit more discerning. Alafu we have grown a thick skin because of life experience. Unakula tiagas mara ngapi. So kuna ka experience uko nako ka maisha that a 14-year-old or 12-year-old doesn't have. You also have a different perspective of life because you've experienced it differently. You are a career woman, for example. You are an activist.
Yes.
You are a journalist. So there are many things that you have been exposed to that have helped you handle life in the way that you handle that a 14-year-old, 12-year-old doesn't have in terms of experience. So
yes,
we have got to consider the mental health of these children. Number two, we have got to consider parenting. Is it possible that the parents have also failed in their duty as parents? That is also something that needs to be discussed. It is not conclusive, but it is something that needs to be looked into so that we can avoid the next school fire. Are we also, is the education system also in one way or another?
They're actually largely involved. You see, this is a systemic issue, by the way. Parents, of course, must discipline and look. They must be intentional about their parenting. Unajua parents just huwa saa zingine wana brush tu historia, wanaguzaguzia tu hizi stories za parenting. They must be intentional about parenting.
Yes.
Hawezi rusha mtoto shule and you expect them to grow better there. Juu unaona ni kama boarding ni prison or something, you see. But this is a systemic issue and I want people to understand that.
Yeah.
You see, why was that dorm overcrowded? Kwa nini watoto wanalala kwa korido?
Walikuwa kwa korido?
Yeah, ujiona venye kitanda yote imeingia kwa korido hivi hadi watoto kutoka ilikuwa ngumu. Hakuna fire extinguisher, hakuna alarms. There's nothing there. You see, so there are so many things we can look at the same time. And it is okay to do it. Unajua Kenya wanapendanga tu, it's either white or black. They don't want to get involved in nuanced conversations.
Yeah, so you're saying that we should also consider the gray area.
Of course. Why was that dorm overcrowded? Unajua imelimit watu hata kutoroka. If you saw the video, watoto walikuwa wanajaribu kutoroka wakashindwa tena wakarudi hivi. It was so heartbreaking. That video really broke my heart at all. Kabisa.
Something else we need to consider, like you were saying, discipline. Is there a laxity in discipline? Because we just can't say it's the parents. We just can't say it's discipline. We can't say it's mental health. I'm thinking it's a 360 situation whereby the ball was dropped multiple ways in multiple directions.
Yes.
And by multiple people.
We have to be nuanced about it.
Yes. But I agree with you. It doesn't take away the fact that a crime was committed. by minors.
It does not take away.
Yes, a crime was committed even if it was done by minors. Siku hizi wanasemanga when minors are in conflict with the law. Hizi majina hizi sugar coating mingi saa zingine nonanga inatupoteza. But anyway, we are in a woke world. But there's a video that I've been doing rounds lately. And it is our responsibility as media to talk about it, but also give some kind of direction, or at least some kind of voice, and allow people to give us their opinion on this. There's a video apparently by a parent who is saying that there could be an issue of homosexuality, lesbianism in school. So again, now this brings out the whole issue of sexuality and how these people are expressing. Yeah, it's a conversation
that has been going on online, Tena.
Yeah, how these kids are expressing themselves. There's a conversation we had here must have been a few days ago with one of the parents. He's called Dr. Oh my goodness, why am I forgetting his name? But Dr. Maina. Dr. Maina is part of the Parents Association, but Central Kenya region. Alikuwa anatuambia that is also becoming another problem. Now I remember when I was in high school, and it was between 2001 na nikatoka 2004. I can't remember having these problems of sexuality in school. I honestly cannot. I used to hear things, rumors, so and so.
Is it related to the fire? Ama wanasema?
No, so this
or general boarding school.
It's like these children are looking for a place to release all this pent up pressure, their feelings, their emotions, whether towards each other or towards other people. Unajua pia umekuja shule, umeacha chali yako huko nyumbani, ama umeacha demu yako huko nyumbani, ama pia yako shule ingine wewe uko Nyamira, yako Mombasa.
Wait, so it's sexuality. Sexuality is a way to relieve.
That is one aspect.
Okay.
That is just one aspect. But also within this issue of sexuality, there could be the aspect of shule kuna hizi like mtu amechukua demu yako, mtu amechukua chali yako kind of situation. So there's this side fighting this other side. There's this student fighting this other student, and it is bringing conflicts that we had never imagined in schools. This thing is becoming complex day by day.
Yeah. Hata history ya CCTV. Someone was saying that CCTV kwa dorms because they want to curb the lesbianism issue, which I think is very foolish. Because
how so?
It's foolish. Ati sasa uneka CCTV
kwa
dorm. Yeah. Duangalie ati wasichana wanafanya nini. It's a place where they're dressing. It's a place where they are vulnerable. Wako vulnerable. History ya CCTV mimi inanisumbua. Inanisumbua. Sasa unaweka hapo and that CCTV did not prevent that fire from happening.
Ngoja kidogo. Bruce Lee mwenye kopa kwa YouTube yetu amesema, "Good evening guys. With regards to CCTV in the dormitory, could the parents have consented to it?" Let me tell you something.
I saw a comment by the way from one of Twitter users anasema the sister was in utumishi.
Yeah.
And they had complained about the CCTVs. I don't know if you've seen the comment.
No,
I even quoted it jana.
Okay.
Wakasema wamekataa hiyo issue ya CCTV, but they refused to listen. Of course, not CCTV kila mahali, but specifically
in the dorm
where they're dressing mali tu wako vulnerable. So I don't know if they consented. Anyway, mimi unajua parents wengi nimekwambia they're not intentional about parenting. Hata mtoto complain, of course you must discipline your kid.
Initially, just like you, Hanifa, I was like, CCTV kwa dorms.
Yeah.
But then I went back to how I was in high school. That thing wouldn't infringe on my privacy as a student back in the day. Because chances are, it's either ulikuwa na dress yako kwa bafu, so unaenda take a shower huko, unabebana na nguo zako unazivalia huko. So no one will see you naked in a video in that let me call it common area. No one will see you naked in that.
How do you get dressed?
So we used to dress there so you take a shower or
unabeba uniform nenda kwa bafu.
Or option B, you dress the usual way. Uko na katawel, so unaanza na suruali ya ndani, unavaa shati, then you find a way to just maneuver through that kind of covering. And
so you're okay to have CCTV ndani ya dome?
For 4 years, okay, as we didn't have a CCTV. But now when I think about it, to be honest, this is my honest and this is a personal opinion. It has got nothing to do with the conversations happening online. I honestly do not see a problem with that CCTV being in the dome, inside the dome where they're actually sleeping. Because guess what? If we didn't have this CCTV right now, we wouldn't have seen these perpetrators that started this fire. If we had had these CCTVs from back in the day, remember the Changuli fire? Perhaps that could have been avoided, or at least we could have.
But they were caught.
They were caught, but I'm trying to go back in time, because you see, the more evidence we have over what is happening, the more the high chances of preventing this thing in the future.
That is true, but I have a question.
Yes.
CCTV ingekuwa kwa hallway ama kwa entrance, haingewashika?
Hapo sasa sitajibu juu.
Ingewashika. CCTV kwa entrance na kwa hallway ingewashika vizuri.
Alafu pia these CCTVs need to be reviewed 24/7. Like
sasa huo mwenye alikuwa ameweka CCTV, kwa nini hakuwa anaangalia and seeing what the girls were doing?
I don't think hiyo CCTV ilikuwa inaangaliwa venye inafaa kuangaliwa.
You know, kama umeweka CCTV hapo, why didn't you watch it if that was your purpose? Umesema ni safety, not even privacy.
Very true. Kwa mfano,
so kwa nini hajai watch to prevent that?
Kwa mfano kwa estate yetu kuna mtu aliba pump ya maji. And the CCTV na ilimulika, kwanza ilikuwa inamulika mahali hiyo pump ilikuwa. So the people noticed the pump is lost almost 12 hours later. How did they notice? Because they in the next morning when they wanted to switch it on, it wasn't there. Kumbe kitu ilienda the day before. So by the time they were noticing this thing is lost, the perpetrator had already stolen it and gone. But if we had someone who was, number one, reviewing the footage 24/7, he would have raised the alarm the moment he saw the thief going to disconnect. Because it took about 5 minutes to disconnect. They would have seen the thief going towards the pump and disconnecting it. So there was a lax in security. Same with this particular shule, ya Utumishi Academy. Someone should have been reviewing footage 24/7.
That is the purpose of the CCTV, to prevent such things.
Yes.
Kwanza kwa dom na ni usiku, you must check.
Ilikuwa inafaa kukua kama bank venye wanaangalianga CCTV 24/7 hivi, live stream. Hata ukienda lunch unatoka, mwingine anaingia anaendelea kutizama. But also I was asking, and this is a conversation even before I knew there was something like a CCTV footage. We were having a conversation here with CT, and I was asking, don't they have patrols? Like security guards who patrol, whether it's women security guards, male security guards, or a mixture of both genders, like, because they need to be in pairs such that tukinotice kitu mmoja anaweza pambana na hiyo situation as the other one goes for help, or they need to be having radios, of which I believe they do. As they radio for help, wasaidia wanafunzi, huo mlango ungekuwa umefunguliwa kitambo sana. Someone would have helped break that door down and helped those students get out.
It's actually hurtful that they locked that door.
Yes, someone, if
that was,
and then when we have a security guard who is doing patrol, or security guards doing patrols, because I don't think there are very many dorms in that school.
Don't nakwambia ni systemic.
Utaangalia tu uone there's some smoke coming out of the house, there's some fire, because fire is very significant at night. Utaiona tu like it is a very conspicuous thing.
Hawana fire alarms.
Fire
alarms kwanza ingekuwa imelia kitambo, watoto wangekuwa wameokolewa wengi.
Sprinklers also. I don't know if they had sprinklers. I didn't see them. In dorms where you have a lot of flammable liquids, flammable material from the duvets to the blankets to the beddings to even nitanga mafuta ya nywele zenye wanawake mnapendanga kutumia. Majority of those things are flammable. The lotions, some of them have got flammable liquids inside.
Mattress yenyewe kwanza.
Mattress kwanza hiyo
flammable kama mattress. Na hiyo ndo walitumia. You saw that those girls walitumia mattress.
Unajua mattress ikishika moto.
Nivo.
Putting that thing out.
Ndo maana waliasha dom. That is why I'm hurt. I'm so hurt.
Briley is saying, are we 100% sure there is CCTV in the dormitory or just on the walkway? I cannot imagine CCTV in dormitory. Well, Briley, I've seen the footage is there. But I only saw the footage that was... I've seen the
argument. Wase wanasema iko kwa hallway.
Because that's the one I saw.
Ni sawa. Yeah. But did you not see that kuna beds hapo kwa corridor?
Yes, there are some beds you could see for sure.
So that is one of the concerns as to why that dorm was extremely overcrowded. That is one fact. Another one tena ni kama hiyo corridor wameka vitanda, it means ni dorm pia. They've turned it into a dorm. So wasichana wanalala kwa hiyo corridor. Bado tena that is still a breach of privacy for me. I cannot imagine having a CCTV inside
in a dorm where you're sleeping.
I cannot imagine.
Yeah.
And it goes both ways for boys and for girls. See, I'm not saying this attitude madem. Everyone, kids, mnajua children inamaanisha nini? It's everyone. Kila mtu. We must protect. Mi naona wasi hata wajui nini rights za children. Ama basically just to offer that dignity to children. To children. Ndio nakwambia even parents. Unajua parents wanapenda tu kurusha watoto shule na kuacha huko na kufanya nini. Even in boarding school. My brother is in boarding school by the way. Sasa akiingia shule alikuwa amechapwa vibaya na mwalimu. That is a story that went viral on Twitter I posted.
Okay.
So alikuwa form 1. So mwalimu alikuwa anachapa mwanafunzi yako nyuma yake. Alafu aka mistake kidogo akamchapa yeye. So yakadhani pia anachapa akashtuka. I don't know how he ended up kushika kiboko.
Right.
Sasa mwalimu alimpiga mangumi akamrusha kwa loka. And then akampasua pa kidogo kwa kichwa. Yes, that is what he did. So the nurse alicheck brother yangu nini akamwacha. So no one called us at all.
Yes.
So my brother felt really wronged. Akatafuta any way to just call us. Hata kupigia babangu alinipigia mimi.
This was in boarding school?
Yeah, boarding school. So akampiga, akamuumiza. So we went there. At first ka convince babangu, the principal, the deputy principal akamwambia it's okay nini akakubali. Ndio kwambia parents are not intentional about. Wanaogopanga walimu, they worship these teachers a lot. Mimi naona wanaogopa sana, they can't even question them. Mimi nilipelekana na wao. Let
me tell you, it's not really worshiping these teachers.
They really worship them, Aki.
But you see, you've left your child in the care of this adult, this human being. You do not want to antagonize this person because you're going to leave your child in the custody of that person, in the care of that person.
That same mentality is what I'm talking about. And that is what my dad avoided, or rather the older generation.
So what you do for let me say an intelligent person, for an intelligent parent, what you will do, you will just take note. Not necessarily side with the teacher, but don't also side with the parent. But just make it look like you're on the teacher's side, and you're like, the next time he does this, don't even punish him.
But why?
Call me.
So anachapa mtoto wako, anamumiza kichwa, amemgonga na nini chuma. So
no, that one of course we have to go all the way.
No, when
the damage is done,
I don't spoil him, and neither do I allow him to be terrorized or bullied. So uwa mwalimu, by the teacher came and apologized to my brother.
Yes.
Because I went to take an OB, alikuwa ametoroka when I came to school.
Okay.
Kumuliza, kwa nini umechapa mtoto hivi? Uko na right gani ya kumchapa hivi na...
Okay, did you involve the school authorities, the principal, the head teacher?
When I came to school to talk to the teacher and to look for him, alitoroka. He wasn't there. Sasa mimi nikaona, unajua the day we came for him, walikata kumrelease. So after they saw the post blowing up, wakamwachilia. Sisi tukaenda hosi na tukaenda kuchukua OB. So the next time, the teacher is coming, the head teacher, principal akatupigia, we had a whole meeting, nini. Sasa the teacher is coming to apologize to my brother. And that was not his first case. Amechapa watoto wengi apparently. You see,
wenye pia wako na majeraha.
Do you know how they treat kids in schools?
I was in school, so
yeah, you see.
Unless your brother is in the military.
No, he's in school. But you know, and that is not something we should tolerate. Na mimi siseme uspoil mtoto. I do not spoil my brother or younger siblings. But I know when to draw the line between discipline and bullying.
Okay.
Na kwa hiyo tweet yangu, you could see everyone wanasema you must let the teachers know that they cannot bully your child.
Yeah, that's
so hii tabia kusema ati you can't leave your kid with teachers juu nini watamantagonize. No, maybe the way you must let them know that hawaezi bully watoto and get away with it. And I even told him, nikamwambia, this is even about my brother anymore.
Yeah.
Mimi nikikuona umechapa mtoto mwingine tena the same way you've been beating other kids.
Yes.
Sasa we will take action. I don't think it's fair. Unajua watu wanaona nikaa watoto si binadamu.
Yes.
These are kids. They deserve dignity as well. Of course you must discipline them. But we need to strike a balance. Kwa nini watu wanaona ni kama two things can't coexist?
Okay.
They can coexist. You can discipline them but also protect them from bullying.
Yeah. Briley says, I agree with your points. We should get a clear response from the Ministry of Education. The thought of such extreme breach of privacy is so devastating and worrying. Something else I think I had CS Murkomen saying, is it Murkomen or something? I think it was Murkomen. Or could have been someone else. I'm not sure. I had it from a distance. I was busy listening to the news, but I was working on something different. Akisema that there should be an adult sleeping in the dormitory with kids. Okay. So I asked myself, who is this person who will be sleeping in the dorm with children?
Mwalimu hawezi kubali hata. I don't think they would agree.
And listen, I actually think that there should be someone responsible enough who is not a child in that room or in the dorm. And that means it has got to be an adult. But I'm asking myself, which adult is this that will be sleeping with the kids? I look at it from this perspective. During the day, we really work. We do the things that we got to do. And then in the evening, that's when we go and spend we go and spend family time. For those who are married, that's the time to spend with your wife or your husband. Now, if you give me let me take Paul Mungala Mbovi. You give me the responsibility to sleep in the dorm with these children. So who's sleeping with my wife? I know it might sound facetious, it might sound stupid.
Lakini watu wa boarding schools wanalalanga shule.
Walimu
ama the matron.
Yes, they do. And I'm honestly looking for direction. So please don't throw stones. This is a genuine question. So I'm a teacher at school X. Let's even say I'm a teacher at Radio Generation Academy. It's a boarding school and I'm in charge of boys. Okay. So tumemaliza preps because preps usually end. If I remember our preps, they used to end at around 10. So preps are done. I was teacher on duty. Probably I've been doing my rounds inside the school. Now it's time to go and sleep. I go sleep with the children. I have been with these boys since 6 a.m. Actually 5 a.m. What time do people go to class? Let's even say 6 a.m. 6 a.m. All the way till 10 p.m. I'm still going to sleep with them. What time am I spending with my wife? What time are we making more babies? Maybe we don't even have babies. We need to make. What time are we doing all these things? I want to know, these people that we're saying wanafaa kulala in the dormitories, who are they?
Okay, mi hata sidhani hiyo ni solution, but there has to be some proper way they can find to prevent such things. And unajua temporary solutions tena hazitawaka. Mi naona this thing, people need to think deeper about it. Like nini juu shule inachomwa kila saa. Watoto wanachoma shule kila saa. Ndio nakwambia punish these people but go beyond it. Like what is happening at boarding schools? Nini nafanya watoto wanachoma shule boarding schools? Mi naona wafikirie hivyo.
We had I was in Nairobi school. And we had our house master who was a teacher in charge of the house, in charge of the dorm. So I was in a dorm called the Marsabit. So Marsabit, our house master, the teacher in charge, who was a normal teacher by then, I think he used to teach, he was teaching CRE or something. I can't remember the subjects that he taught, but he taught something. So the teacher used to sleep under the dorm that it's constructed, it had up and down, upstairs and downstairs, but there's a section downstairs where his house is attached to the dorm, but it's a house. It has everything from bedrooms for him and his children, his wife, of course. It has an SQ where a servant or a house help or whatever will sleep in. So it was a fully fledged house, but attached to the dorm. So he could very quickly, if need be, he could come to the dorm if there's a commotion or there's trouble. He could come there. Sometimes actually when it's past our bedtime and we're making noise, he would actually come with a whip and whip us, make sure that we're in bed. So I'm looking at that scenario and I'm thinking it would work. But this other one of sleeping inside the dorm,
and it's tricky.
I don't know.
That one is tricky.
What if he snores? What if he talks in his sleep?
And then I don't think hata watoto watakuwa comfortable.
I can't be comfortable.
They will never be comfortable.
I can't imagine one of our superiors here, one of our bosses here.
But teacher ama matro analala na nyinyi. No. In the same room until they are monitoring you.
Yeah. Brylis is saying such a job should be unique. Is a unique role for the evening, I guess. So are we saying that we employ someone specifically whose work is just to sleep with the students? Okay, not sleep with, but sleep inside of the dorm with the students.
Well, mi naona ni tricky. I think itafanya hata watoto ndo wakuwe more uncomfortable. Mi naona hivyo. Waanze kuwa more defiant.
What if this person is a predator?
Bana. Sasa I wanted to say that, but sasa wamenita feminist enough. Everything I said just
that's why feminism. I said at the beginning of this conversation, I am genuinely looking for a solution.
Yes, it's good. We can have this conversation. It's good. Excuse me. I'm in for everything. Mimi nimeona watu wa Kenya haki. Ndio nakwambia they don't want to look at the gray area. Have nuanced conversation. It is good we are talking about this. It is good that we are looking into this problem that has existed for years. And if we don't solve it tena, itaendelea na iendelee. And the issue is our boarding schools. Boarding schools exist for so long. How comes they've never really, hakuna venye tu wame come up with the proper measures, protocols to protect children. Na wache ku treat watoto kama prisoners. Na pia, of course, we cannot ignore the state. The government underfunding schools, the government having a hand in this. It's something we cannot ignore at all. Nakwambia, it's a whole discourse and discussion. We can have so many options to look at and not trying to nullify one because we are trying to justify the other one. They can all exist together. So kila mtu akona hand in this. So the parents, the school, the state.
Ken Webale anasema, why are we not talking about the small windows and grills? That is the best escape route.
Thank you. Umeona venye dorms zimejengwa? Unaweka aje grills kwa window hivi? Kwani watoto wako jela? I think especially engineers, by the way, hata si opinion yangu. So many people are talking about it, especially engineers. They're saying these are not dorms. These are prisons. Wameweka machuma hapo. I know it's trying to prevent the kids from running away and stuff.
Running away where?
Whole grill. Hata wanatoroka wapi na wako tu shule na kuna patrolling hapo nje.
But hata ni nini itafanya? What will make them want to run away? You know, there are some things you need to address so that you can justify some of these things. Where are they running to? Why do they feel they need to run? Are you mistreating them inside this? Are you mistreating them inside the school?
Bana, unaona? Baada nilikwambia kuna issue imeenda strike juzi Upper Hill. Wameenda strike by the way before this fire incident happened. So kuna pattern mahali na hizi shule na wao ilikuwa story ya maji na chakula. I guess they were not listened to. So the only way they could do this was by striking. Wakavunja vitu shule. And the school was closed for 2 weeks. Wakavunja vitu zote. Walimu walitoroka wote. Watoto wakahepa wakaenda home. So they've been told to come na pesa ya kurepair. Kawaida unalipa pesa you repair. I think that's a form of defiance that has been happening for so long and for so many years in boarding schools. Ndo maana hii ya utumishi mimi inaniuma sana. If they wanted to do the same thing, they could have done it when they were not in the dorms. Hiyo kufunga mlango, my heart is broken. I'm so broken.
I guess we'll wait for further investigations as this issue continues to unfold. The other issue I'd like to talk about is the quarantine area in Laikipia.
Even by the leo sasa hiyo topic hata overshadow what is happening in Laikipia. The protest. We've seen protest Laikipia residents being against the facility, the quarantine and research facility being set up. I think nini washafika, the Ebola patients.
Well, I don't know. You know, the court...
They even have a special place uko JKIA wamekewa waingia.
Ati JKIA?
Yeah, the Ebola special nini?
JKIA. They say those guys will land directly in Laikipia. That's what I know. That's what I've heard.
Mimi nimeona sinani ame-announce juzi, nimeona amesema waneka specific nini ya JKIA wakiingia. Wanalanda aje Laikipia?
Si Laikipia airbase. See, that's where they're being quarantined.
But JKIA si wamesema. Yeah, they announced that kuna special nini ya quarantine ya Ebola.
At JKIA?
Yes.
Me, what I've read is that these guys will be straight from, is it Kivu? Uko DRC Congo. Batatoka Congo, directly ndege itakuja Laikipia airbase.
I saw the JKIA nini news. Now, by the speaking of DRC.
What do you mean?
I've
been seeing my own things.
Wacha mimi anambia wewe, unless they changed it, mimi niliona hiyo news ya Ebola.
Because there's, I mean, Laikipia airbase is it's literally an airbase. Where are they landing in JKIA if there's an airbase in Laikipia?
Mimi ameona wanasema there's a special. Kenya has designated Gate 16 in Terminal 1A at Jomo Kenyatta International Airport as the specific dedicated entry point for all high-risk arrival, particularly travelers from countries affected by Ebola and other viral outbreaks.
But these are not the folks that are supposed to be taken to Laikipia.
That's
not part of the deal between Kenya and the US. Or at the very hiyo ni umesoma wapi hiyo?
Yeah, it's been all over, ujaona? Juzi yote ilikuwa.
Is your source credible? Ama ni wale watu wanafungwanga website alafu wanaita
KTN News, hapo jiangalilie before mnishike huku tena.
Wanaita hotnews.co.ke.
You can check all the news KTN nini wanasema. Yep.
Okay. So this one that they have set up is just in case you arrive from that, let me call it hot country, and you arrive here and then you have what looks like symptoms. They won't allow you to mix with the general population. Wewe sasa utapelekwa kwa section yako. So let's say
wanajuaje wanakupima?
Yeah, I don't know. So let's say
wanafaa kupima kila mtu,
I guess. So let's say umetoka South Africa. South Africa currently doesn't have any cases of Ebola. But let's say you are arriving from South Africa and they notice that you have fever. You have a fever, you probably have bleeding, or you're behaving in a way that shows that you have Ebola. Whatever symptoms they're looking for. Now they'll tell you wewe
kama ni homa.
Hata kama ni homa. Now they are checking everything and everyone. They'll be like, sasa wewe Hanifa and Ivy, you cannot mix with the rest of the people because we do not know what this thing that you have. It could be a cold, it could be COVID, it could be Ebola, it could be, you could be pregnant. We don't know. So you go this way until we ascertain that you're safe to mix with the rest of the population. But this one is not. This one is not the one for people coming from DRC Congo that are suspected to be, and this is a quarantine facility, not an isolation facility. So quarantine means that you are suspected of having the disease. Isolation means we have verified that you have the disease and you are being treated for it. So we isolate you in that studio, for example. But quarantine is might have been exposed. You're coming from DRC Congo or Uganda in the specific area that is known, is known to have had Ebola. So chances are you might have been exposed to Ebola. So until we are sure that you do not have it, we quarantine you.
Okay.
And when we are sure that you do not have the virus, we release you now to the population. So those are the two differences. What they are saying that they are building in Laikipia is a quarantine zone.
Yes, you want to import pandemic.
So
Which is bad. Speaking of DRC, see what DRC walikuja wakasema they are very capable of handling it. They don't understand kwa nini you wanna make deal na US wakuje Kenya.
So this morning we were talking to Dr. Davji Atela. He's the SecGen of KMPDU. He's also the CEO of KPMDU. He's in union ya madaktari. So we asked him some of these questions, and we asked him, so what is the mortality rate of this thing? Akatuambia hii ni mbaya, because so far out of the 3,500 confirmed cases, 2,000 have died.
Oh my, yeah, it is such a deadly disease.
Lakini sasa the biggest problem with this particular, it's called bundigibio or bundigibio. Okay, the point is it's called bundi. Let's call it bundi for now. So bundi takes about 21 days for you to, from infection to when now things are thick. When we say by the Hanifa sasa awe kwa heri. The other Ebola viruses, within 4 days, my friend, you catch that thing. Leo ni Monday. I swear Friday tunakuzika.
Imagine wanatuimportia hii kitu.
But no, this is the previous one.
Kwani kuna ugonjwa wengine ime advance ama ime
there are 3 strains. Okay, there is strain 1 and strain 2. Then now there is this new one, the bundigibio. I hope I'm saying it correctly. Munisamee if I'm not.
Bundigibio ndio
this new one is the one that takes 21 days. The other ones, you catch it today, I promise you Friday you are 6 feet under.
But does it still justify?
It doesn't justify. So Dr. Atela was telling us the reason why this is bad. You know, right now you could be here and you have Ebola and they don't know.
Oh, so the late detection.
So it spreads to a lot of people because you know you leave the studio. First of all, you umesalimia producers.
Okay, so this one is more deadly.
It will kill you after 21 days.
But before you even know you have, you've already spread it.
We will start seeing it after 21 days. That's when we'll be like,
na umesha spread.
Hanifa akona ile kitu. And you see, that's a bit too late, eh?
Yeah.
Because by the time ulinisalimia, so mimi na mimi nimepeleka nyumbani, nimepelekea baby watoto, tumepelekea mama mboga, tumepelekea mtu bodaboda, tumepelekea mtu wa chipo pale, by the time tukuje kujua. 21 days have passed, and by 21 days I have probably infected 1,000 people. So that is what makes this one deadlier than because the other one for 4 days, you catch it now.
Isolation.
In about 2 hours, you're already looking like you're going. So people will isolate you wataku. So you will not have spread it to so many people as opposed to this one. So this one is more deadly because of
that. And is KMPDU against it, like fully?
Yes, they are.
But statement, sasa.
Then they are
statement.
You know, doctors are scientists. Scientists are people who go with facts. They won't just agree or disagree, deny or accept for the sake of, because that will be, even on their part, that will be wrong. That will be negligent. So they have got to go with the facts. What are the facts? The facts are, yes, there's a disease. Is it infectious? Yes, it is infectious. Does it have, what are they called? Vaccines. For this one, they don't have a vaccine yet. But the other 2 variants I told you about, they have vaccines. What is the other fact? How many people have died? They'll tell you this. How long? So they will give you facts and they'll tell you, if we do this, we can contain it. So they won't just blanketly say no. Because that again will be misinformation. That will be kama throw the baby
but
plus the bath water.
Is prevention better than cure?
It is, for sure it is.
So for them,
Dr. Atela was saying, we are understaffed. We do not have enough nurses. We don't have enough doctors. We don't have enough, what are they called, clinical officers. We don't even have the facility in terms of ICU beds.
We can't even handle basic healthcare.
Exactly. So he was saying, as things are now, it is not a good idea to have that facility here, because if that Ebola virus were to get to the general population, he was saying we can't handle it. For example, he pointed out and he said, in the previous virus, you would need, no, is it the previous one or the current one? He was saying currently you need 4 personnel to deal with 1 patient. He said you need about 2 nurses and about 2 doctors, because the thing that makes these things spread faster is even spreading to the healthcare worker. How? Because this healthcare worker will be infected because of fatigue. You know, there's a time you get your fatigued, you even forget to take care of yourself. You forget your mask. You forget to sanitize your hands. You forget the social distance. You forget. So because of that fatigue, there's laxity. And then you find yourself, oh my goodness, did I just use this cup that was used by the patient? And then you're like, oh my goodness. It's because you are tired. You're not thinking straight.
Yeah.
But when you're many healthcare workers, each one has a shift. So you do 2, you go rest. Another one takes over. They do 2. They go rest. Another one takes over. They do 2. They go. So there's that fatigue will not be there. But you can imagine one doctor currently, because he was telling us today here in Kenya, if we were to deal with an Ebola situation in terms of the scale they're thinking that it might be, you might find one doctor is dealing with like 4 patients. So you see, that's inverted. Now you tell me how one doctor can deal with 4 people. They will be fatigued. He will even forget, who did I give which medicine, who did I give the ventilator. Okay, who
daktari gani hata atakubali the way they are so underpaid, understaffed, they are overlooked, sidelined. You
won't lack people who will do it. Like during COVID-19, a lot of doctors and nurses and clinical officers and other kinds of medical practitioners came out and they really did a good job.
This is Ebola.
Ebola. Yes.
COVID ni homa unapona. Ebola. Okay, no, but Hanifa. It's not as deadly as Ebola. You know, Ebola is one of the deadliest diseases in the world.
Yes, it is.
One of the deadliest. Anyway, I'm glad I'll clarify, because I saw their statement. Yeah. They were condemning and as well as negotiating.
They were saying, if I remember very well, they needed full disclosure. Like they need to know what is in this deal and how will it affect our operations here in Kenya.
Wakasema,
what are the contingencies? Hii disease ikitokezea plan gani wase? Because clearly sisi mali tuko kama madaktari tunajua as far as workers are concerned hakuna nurses.
We don't have the capability, bro.
Hakuna madaktari,
hakuna anything.
Hakuna hata dawa, hakuna ICU beds. Hakuna quarantine areas, hakuna isolation facilities. So he was saying this thing hits us. And you know, doctors are the first line of defense, and nurses, basically medical practitioners are the first line of defense. Those guys will be wiped out like flies.
Imagine, how do we even protect them? But wao waliangalia opportunities. Walisema mkileta mupe daktari wetu kazi. Na mwalipe they have the sorry.
Yeah.
The
rates, the good rates.
The risks pay or something.
But let me tell you something. You know me, I'd like to be, for a second, just be the devil's advocate in this. During, when we had Ebola in West Africa, Kenya sent about 130 doctors and medical practitioners, basically, to Liberia to go and deal with the pandemic at the time. It was still Ebola. Hii Ebola yenye tulikuwa tunasema ukicompare na ingine kidogo ziko. And then, he was telling us that, that comes with some experience, because they went there and they learned. They went there and they saw how to deal with a pandemic of that nature. Because if that thing hits here today, you do even know how someone who has been infected with Ebola looks like. You will look at them and you'll ask them, hey, your eyes are so red.
I'm a malaria. We always bleed malaria for everything.
And why are you bleeding? Why are your eyes watery? Your ears are bleeding. Hey, uko na shida gani? Because you do not know this is Ebola. That person is diarrheaing. How will you know this is cholera versus typhoid versus dysentery versus God knows which other disease? You will not know it is hemorrhagic fever.
Yes.
But when these doctors went out there, when they went to Liberia, that time that thing hit, they came back with some kind of experience, and they shared that experience with their with their colleagues. So if we do the right thing, I am still not for having that facility here in Kenya. I am not for it. But if push comes to shove, if we have a gun to our head and we are told this thing is happening and it's happening whether you like it or not, then I agree with Akina Dr. Atela. Let them be given the right equipment. Let them be given the right training. Wasikuwe tu second class citizens in that particular situation whereby you're called in last minute and you're told, "Hey, sasa you guys come in there, wale wengine wamekufa." No, we need proper training for our doctors. We need proper equipment for our doctors. We need proper facilities for patients, whether they are American or Kenyan. They all need to be treated equally. We were told that facility is being built for Americans. Then kidogo they said that it is for Americans and Kenyans in DRC.
No.
We do not want to hear of a Kenyan who died in a quarantine zone in DRC.
Unadhani America ingechukua?
Yet they are constructing for Americans in Kenya. I think that would be heartbreaking for me, knowing that someone took advantage of. Do you know there's a time there was I can't remember if it was an American or someone from Europe. They got Ebola during that time that Kenyans went to West Africa, and that guy was flown to the US.
Of course.
And he recovered.
They love themselves. They love their people.
And he recovered. So Dr. Atela was telling us that this virus, you just manage the symptoms. There's nothing much you can do. If it's a fever, you give them medicine to reduce the fever.
Alafu wanatuletea huko.
If it's diarrhea, you give them medicine to reduce the diarrhea. If it's headache, you just give them painkillers. If it is this symptom, you give them medicine for that. But there is no medicine that you will give them and say that this is medicine for Ebola to now be treated. There are no ARVs.
Kuna vaccine.
There are vaccines for the other two strains. This new one doesn't have a vaccine. But so you get. So I mean, Dr. Taylor was saying that this one you just treat the symptoms, my friend. So when this guy, the person I was telling you, I think he's an American, when he contracted, or is it contacted? When alipata Ebola, he was flown to his country.
Of course. And
he recovered because they were given everything, the best of the best. If it's fever medicine, they have the best. If it's diarrhea medicine, they have the best. If it's hydration, they have the best. If it's this, they have the best. So that guy made a full recovery. Here in Kenya.
So wanaleta watu wao hapa. Wala ingekuwa Mkenya amepata Ebola unadhani hata wangejali hivi. Hata Amerika unadhani ingekuangalia. I'm very hurt by the hao watu wanapenda watu. You saw their statement. Walikuja kusema they will not allow Ebola into their country, but wanarusha wapi? Hapa. They are relocating risks.
They are very right.
In African countries.
They are very right in protecting their country. What I don't agree with is them saying that they'll take it to Kenya.
At the cost of us.
But now the problem here is, Anifa, it is our leaders. Our leaders are the ones who've allowed that kind of thing.
Of course.
Do you think today we can build a quarantine facility in the US? As who?
Hata wezi wangalia mara mbili.
Do you think today you can go to Manchester and tell King Charles and Prime Minister Keir Starmer that you want to build a quarantine facility in Manchester?
But or you can build it in a third world country that cares about money.
Do you think
funding and aid?
You think even if you had money, even if you had €1 billion today, you would go to the UK and tell them you want to build a quarantine facility for Ebola in their country? They look at you like you're mad. That conversation actually won't even. Do you think today you can go to China as Kenya and tell them you want to build a quarantine facility in Chongqing?
Never. They love their people. They love themselves. Tunachukiwa.
They'll even look at you and ask, who allowed this person in here? What kind of questions are these?
Actually, this is so hurtful.
Do you think today you will fly a plane into that country and say at you, we have patients here of Ebola? Are you mad?
Well, when they made it clear, that video really hurt me. It enraged me. Awase wanakuambia tutaki watu Ebola hapa na ni wao, but tunawaleta wapi? This third world country that is struggling with basic healthcare, that can sell themselves. They can sell their people.
But isn't that
also some billions?
Even internally, that's what we do, We will come from Karen, Kitusuru, Runda, with our trash.
Bana, and then wanna dump ghetto.
sorry, when we get to Kibra, that's when you will throw it on the floor,
Yes.
on the ground.
I spoke about that, by the way, kitambo in an interview.
Yeah, you will come from Karen with your bottle of yogurt or your can of yogurt. When you're done, because you're in Kibra, unaona takataka kila mahali Kibra, you just throw it there.
Alafu unaanza kusema, watu wa ghetto, this is your responsibility. Nini. Na nyinyi ndio umetupa hapo uchafu. Na nyinyi ndio mna import uchafu hapo kwa ghetto.
You will not do the same in Kitusuru, where you live. You won't go there with your chewing gum and just spit it anywhere on the ground. No, you won't. Because
hiyo uchafu yao yenye wanatumia kwa nyumba, wao watu wanachukua uchafu kwa nyumba, wanajua inaenda wapi.
They don't care.
Wanaenda wanatupa kwa mlango za watu wa ghetto.
So, same thing with the US. Then they look at us as Kibra or as Mathare. They're like, why are we bringing Ebola here? Yet we have Kenya there. Let's give them some money.
Pesa watachukua wase. That is so disgusting.
It is.
And then when I ignore the court order, the orders, you know, I saw their statement after the court orders that we've seen nini, and then they still go ahead.
But let me ask you something. And not inatetea Ruto or anything, but Kenya Kwanza government is not the first one to defy court orders. Uhuru government did it. Kibaki government did it. Moi government, he is the one who used to appoint fire and hire judges. So he could choose which orders to actually orders were done in his favor. You go against the president. You are going against the president as who?
So it means how the judiciary has weakened, eh?
No, I mean we are getting somewhere. At least the judiciary is doing their job at the very least.
Yeah, I'm glad they gave that order.
Yeah,
that's how they don't respect court order. They don't respect the law. Where are we headed to?
Yes, our focus should be on those ones who are defying those court orders.
I'm disgusted. I don't even know what to say.
But as much as you're disgusted, you're in this country with me and the 58 million other Kenyans.
No, it's not fair. Wanatupa watu wao hapa ati wako na Ebola na wao wenyewe wanasema kwa statements ati we cannot allow Ebola into the country, but I'm so shocked that they would actually import such a pandemic and disaster into this country. It is not fair. And that is why we cannot have buts. Like in the case that it happens, no, we must reject. That is why like EPR residents came out today. Wamekata. Jana tu wakiongeleshwa na watu wa jeshi. Walikata na wamekata. So what more do these people want? There's no avenue, to voice our grievances.
You remember a few weeks ago when we were told there's a bad fuel that has landed in Mombasa. And then we were told that fuel has gone back after how many days? About some 6 to 7 days, We were told that fuel has gone back. Do you know how long it takes to offload fuel from a tanker in Mombasa?
How long?
About 5 to 7 days, depending on the quantities that have come. That is how long it takes to offload fuel. Then what happened a few days after that tanker left? We were told that chances are that fuel is already in the country. Then what happened a few days later? Government said that it is seeking permission to import substandard fuel that has got this amount of sulfur and this amount of lead and what. So Hanifa, what I'm trying to tell you in very many words is that as we are here complaining about Ebola patients and we do not want them in the country, I have a very big feeling they were here long before that conversation started.
By the way, yeah.
Yes.
That is true.
Yeah. So this is
can't put anything past them, eh?
This is me just trying to be sane because if I decide to think otherwise, then I'm going to lose it. Let's get into a little bit of a break. Then when we do return, the conversation continues right here on Generation Report.
Radio Generation, the home of urban soul. This week, power was tested in the corridors of leadership, economies shook under pressure, and the voices of ordinary citizens demanded to be heard. From breaking decisions in high office to protests in the streets, from moments of triumph to tragedies that stopped us in our tracks, these are the headlines that shaped our week. And beyond the noise, we search for what really matters: the connections, the context, the stories behind the stories. And this is your weekly news roundup on Radio Generation, where every headline has a heartbeat and every moment counts.
Good morning, my neighbor! I am Siti Muga, and every weekday morning, we wake up Kenya with the conversations that matter.
And I'm Mungala Mbuvi. From 6 a.m. to 10 a.m., this is the People's Breakfast, where politics, society, and real life meet honest discussion.
We break down politics without fear.
Ask the hard questions.
We challenge power.
And give the people a voice, not noise.
From governance to the economy.
From culture to current affairs.
We don't sugarcoat, we tell it as it is.
So tune in, call in, speak up, be part of the conversation. Every weekday, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. on the People's Breakfast.
Radio Generation, 88.8 Nairobi. The Sports Garage.
When you look at these countries play, Algeria, Morocco, Egypt, on the African continent, their teams are at the very top, but they're not good enough to play in the Moroccan national team. That tells you how much depth these two teams have.
The Sports Garage, fueling your Saturday afternoons with the fire of sport.
If you talk about economies in Africa, in East Africa,
well, we are the biggest.
We are the USA of East Africa.
Until Tanzanians hear you.
Sometimes it may not just be about the penalty, because people just look at, oh, you are given a penalty, you are denied a goal.
Denied a penalty as well.
But referees can influence decisions like yesterday's game. That 12th guy for Morocco is from Mauritania, but he was playing for Morocco.
From the track to the pitch, from the court to the crowd, your Saturday afternoons belongs to the Sports Garage with Kariuki Thige and Sammy Mariah. When leaders speak, can you listen?
The system or intelligence, they are very clever. You can be balanced in one way or the other without knowing they are balancing you.
And every morning they speak here on the People's Breakfast.
It cannot be that we will only be the leaders of this revolution when we come to the media stations. But then when people die, we do not say that we are the ones who sent them there.
Don't miss the People's Breakfast tomorrow morning on Radio Generation 88.8 Nairobi.
Go, 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 shorty.
All right, we're not going anywhere. We're still here. That is 50 Cent. And he wasn't supposed to be in the studio right now. But someone else is in the studio. Well, apart from Hanif, of course. It is none other than Boniface Mwangi. Boniface Mwangi, you've known him for a lot of things, but he's also a presidential candidate. And I like what I'm seeing lately. You're the first presidential candidate, Boni,
yes,
to be, can I say, with the people. First of all, good evening.
Good evening, Nadze.
Poa sana, happy Madaraka Day.
Happy Madaraka Day. It's not very happy, but Madaraka Day is here.
Yeah, it is. I mean, we cannot forget the day and the struggles that have brought us to this point.
True.
But speaking of struggles, I saw you today, was it today, at the Enfemicide
and pedicide.
Yes, I saw you there with a lot of folks. At one point, you were sitting on the ground, chanting a lot of things. How was today as far as that is concerned?
It was a solemn day because instead of celebrating Madaraka Day, we were there mourning the women have been killed, the children have been killed, and the missing kids. So the women and men actually came together to just mourn as a nation. And unfortunately, at the same time, we were mourning about the women who are dying. Also, people have been shot in Nanyuki because of the Ebola virus that this man has brought to this country.
People were shot?
There was a lot of gunshots in Nanyuki.
Yeah.
And there are claims that people were injured in Nanyuki today. Yeah. So basically, it's not yet Madaraka. Basically, yeah.
Where? I knew of the protest in Laikipia and Nanyuki, but I didn't think it was going to escalate that badly.
I think the president is here working as Uncle Tom, errand boy, so he's here defending American interest. Because basically, if you're going to host a health facility in a military base, you need to get approval from Parliament. Kenya is not a monarchy or a place where you live by decree.
Yes,
there's a channel that you have to follow, and there's actually a court order stopping him from doing that.
Yes.
So basically, it's defied court order, defied the people, defied parliament, defied the constitution, and that's why I believe that he should either be impeached or he resigns.
Yeah.
He's not worthy to be our president.
You know, he did say at one point, I think it was over the weekend or sometime last week, he said that he leave 2027 to God. If it's about one term, then it will be one term.
No, God doesn't have a voter's card.
Yeah.
So you're going to vote him out. God doesn't have a voter's card. If he leaves it to God, he's going to lose.
Yeah.
Even if God backs him up, and I don't think God will back someone like him.
All right.
Or even if the devil is on his side. But people say, okay, there's no devil, he's the devil.
Yes.
Even if he has all those foreign powers backing him up, but the people have decided he must go, he'll go, because the will of the people is the will of God, and the will of the people is Ruto must go.
Let's go back to the quarantine issue. According to what people are saying out there, including even KMPDU, the medical union, yes. I was actually with Dr. Atela this morning. We were having a conversation here with him. According to him, he was saying there's a lot of hidden information that hasn't come out to the public, which is very true. Kenyans are still asking, Kwani, what's up with this deal as far as the quarantine is concerned? And I was wondering, why is there so much secrecy in some of the things that Gava does, specifically on this quarantine issue? We came to find out, again, through reports that were given by Marco Rubio, that they have given Kenya about 5 million USD to set up that facility and many other things. And there's some more money that will come later. I don't know for what purposes.
Yes.
The biggest question that we were asking ourselves, why is that quarantine area being brought to Kenya as opposed to where the disease is currently domiciled?
And where they have experience. DRC people came out to say that they have the experience, they have the capability to handle Ebola. So why exactly are they bringing it to Kenya, where there's never been cases of Ebola, I believe?
Exactly.
Or we don't have that much experience to handle the disease compared to DRC.
What are your thoughts on that particular issue?
So the president is getting 1.7 billion shillings, which is at $13.4 million. So for him, it's about money and about getting to please Trump. So listen, I agree with you. So DRC has experienced Ebola for a long time. Uganda has experienced the Ebola pandemic. So why don't you build, if you're going to build a facility, build it in the DRC? Build it in Uganda, because those doctors have experience in dealing with it. So he's importing a foreign disease to this country. What's going to happen, actually, the ripple effect is, if the disease leaves the camp, the military base, and gets to the population, even Kenyans traveling for business cannot travel. So beyond that, he's going to affect our economy. Tourists coming to Kenya will not come to Kenya because there's an Ebola facility. People are cancelling the trips because of that. So basically, the president was very narrow-minded. The best way to refuse that kind of a deal was for him to call either the cabinet, discuss with the cabinet, take this to parliament for approval. So you can tell Trump the cabinet rejected. And he also had a wiggle way out even before he took the money. The court said you can't set up the facility. So basically he's defying Kenyan laws to please Trump. I don't even understand why.
Specifically to please Trump, not because that he kuna do anapata or anything.
No, si kuna do pia unajua, you want to be in Trump's best books.
Okay.
Yes, ahead of next year's election. But just like Ruto, just like Trump, they're both going home.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, as far as the dome fire that occurred last week, Utumishi Academy, I saw a video where you were saying that place was overcrowded. They had like triple deckers as opposed to double deckers and so on and so forth. Have you gotten to go to that particular area and see exactly what happened?
No, I haven't gone there, but I've spoken some of I was in Nakuru on Friday, so I've spoken to some of the parents who are in that school. And basically, have you seen the CCTV video that is online?
Yes.
So you have kids sleeping on the corridor. It does not make sense at all. But basically, and I don't understand, so there's a chain of responsibility. When you arrest these kids and say they touched the school dome, what about the teachers who are supposed to be responsible, the matron in charge, the security in charge? Like, there's so many failures, and everyone in that chain of responsibility should actually be sacked. And those who are found that they are criminally negligible, they should be taken to court. Because every time there's a school fire, you find kids being charged in court. But as adults, we bear responsibility. What kind of a father or mother brings up a child who burns kids in a dome?
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense. Unless you're Ruto's mother who brought up a child who burnt a church.
Now, Opo umenipata off guard.
It is true. You know, those kids actually, if those kids did what they've been accused of doing that, they're copying the president to burn a church.
But the president has never been accused.
He was accused.
Sorry, he has never been. What is what I'm looking
convicted.
for? Convicted is the word. Yes.
But if because Google is your friend and you can Google anytime, the only reason the CC cases collapsed, they killed witnesses. That's the only truth. There is no other way. They had to kill witnesses, and the ones who could not be killed were bribed.
Yeah.
It's not that he was not guilty, but he has been found guilty of grabbing land, Muteshi land. He was fined for that. He was arrested and charged for defrauding Kenya Pipeline. It's in public domain. Yeah. So there's nothing that I'm sitting here saying that is not true.
Okay. Yeah. Still back on the issue with fire. Do you think that we have done enough as a country, whether through our laws, through leadership, just enough to ensure there is no other fire? That because I thought Endarasha would be the
how do we
actually
make
not even Endarasha.
unavoidable?
I thought back in the day wakati wa Changuli would never hear of any more fires, but these things keep on occurring.
So there's a level of selfishness among Kenyans.
Yes.
And even the Kenyan middle class. So look for Endarasha. Children died in that school, right? You know, after they died, the school was closed. Then the school reopened, and some parents took their kids back to that school. So basically, jo binafsi wetu, we do not try and make sure that someone who caused deaths will never operate another school. That is number one.
Yes.
Number two, there are people in this country who are supposed to be education inspectors. They're supposed to inspect dormitories, find out if the conditions are okay. They don't do that.
Yes.
Three, parents. When you take a child to school, do you ever go and inspect the dorms, the toilets? Do you ever go and see the dining hall? Do you ever go and sit around for lunch and see what kind of food your kids are served? This idea of you taking a child to boarding school, working so hard, then leaving those things to the other people, like say, akona mwalimu, mtoto bado ni wako. So there's a need, even if the government is to blame, because the government is the one that should be able to enforce building codes, fire codes. All those codes are supposed to be enforced by the government. But there's a role a parent must play. And that's to ensure that your child is getting an education in a conducive environment, in an environment where they're not going to die. During Moi Girls, I went there. I lost a friend lost their daughter in that school. The beds were like packed next to each other. For the kids to escape the fire, they had to crawl in between beds to the exit, and it was closed. And we did not even learn from Moi Girls. And Moi Girls, I think 1 or 2 girls were convicted.
Yes.
But the headmistress did not lose her job. Basically, the adults are not being held accountable for failing to do their work. We're going to jail those kids. Maybe they're going to be jailed. But what about those adults who did that? What about the architect who built that dormitory without a fire exit? They should be held accountable as well.
Because I understand there's a building code as to how dorms should be built.
Yes.
And chances are, if we are to do an inspection right now, a proper spot check, we will find a lot of schools. Yeah, we'll find a lot of schools.
They're being run as prisons.
We
don't want to talk about it. We don't want to talk about boarding schools in general. It is a serious conversation that we must have. Boarding school size zina run kama prisons. Like kama hiyo dirisha, where are the
grills in the window
mbele ya dirisha, kwani watoto ni mahabusu? I don't know, like he said, the chain of responsibility, wase wengi wako involved hapa, and it is okay to talk about them at once.
But the question is, action. Will action be taken?
There's a demand. So if there's so you can look at this long term. In the short term, if you're a parent, go inspect the school where your kids go. Go inspect how the state of that school is. In the long term, elect a leadership that loves you and loves your kids. That will ensure these things are followed. So basically, you have to change government, and you have to elect me as your president, so you can fix those problems.
We'll get to your campaign in a short while. The last time you were here, hatukuwa na shida ya mafuta, so I want to ask you on this issue of the fuel, petroleum prices, and so on and so forth. Your opinion on it, as far as the levies, the taxes are concerned, and even the quality that we're currently getting.
So there was a deal that the government signed, G2G, the government-to-government deal, and you were told you're going to get a flat price for the fuel, whether it goes high or low, and whatever happens, that won't change. And so that was the agreement. And then when the price fuels fell, they did not reduce the price of fuel in this country because the deal was one price for the entire duration.
Right.
But when this war in Iran rose, the price for fuel went up. And half of the money that you pay on that fuel is taxation. because the government is already borrowing against future taxes. So the government is going to the lending market saying, we sell this much fuel in a month, and this fuel you get this much in taxes. So give us a loan, advance this money, and then you're going to pay that. It's like an advance loan.
What did Nyoro call securitization?
Yes. So you securitize the fuel tax, the fuel taxes,
levies, yes.
the levies, so that you can be able to get loan. And because our president is addicted to borrowing like crack, he's always borrowing.
Yes.
Yeah. So I think first reduce. No, it's true.
No, it's just I can see the emails being typed right now by my boss, but proceed.
So, unajua afadhali mlevi wanapenda deni.
So, according to you, the securitization is one of our biggest problems, and that's why we're unable to reduce the prices.
It's basically the reckless borrowing because we have over expenditure. So there's something called fiscal responsibility. If you're not collecting enough taxes, and this country doesn't have enough money, you should not be building state house all over this country.
Okay.
You should not be traveling all over hosting delegation. Let people come to you. There's an office called Harambee House. It's designed for the president. Our president has never been to that house.
Yeah.
He's an absent employee.
I keep hearing that. He's never been there.
He has never been there. He's afraid of that building. You know, Jomo Kenyatta used to say that house has demons. So Jomo Kenyatta never went to that house.
Okay.
Even Ruto seems like he doesn't want to go there. He doesn't go there. But beyond that, so for example, every day you find a convoy of 3 cars. I mean, it has 3 cars. Those 3 cars have to be fueled. There's security. There's drivers. There's all manner of hang-ons.
There's an entourage.
An entourage. Do this. Reduce government expenditure. Reduce the cars in a convoy. If the cars are 5,000 cc, take them to 2,000 cc. Uhuru attempted with some gimmicks of Volkswagen Passat.
Yes.
Just reduce government expenditure. Do an audit of all civil servants. This country is about 600,000 civil servants. Some of them are ghost workers.
Are you talking about county government and
no, national government?
National government.
National government has about 600,000 workers, I think. Just reduce the number of workers that you have. Because actually, I think nationally, the number of employees in government is about 2 million. I don't remember the number that very well, which is very bad for someone running for president.
Yeah.
But basically, we have an overbloated civil service, we have overbloated county governments, and then you have over expenditure, and everything is recurrent. So you just need to audit what projects can we stop at the moment that are not adding value.
Okay.
And then we stop those projects and do what is necessary for the time being.
So, for example, according to you, because a lot of every time we have this conversation with other guests, one of the biggest questions that they ask the guests is, so if we, clamp down on this taxation, where will government get money from?
So, half of the money that you collect is stolen. Stop the looting, stop the corruption. The money for corruption is everywhere to be seen, from the expensive cars that you see being driven around, from someone owning like 10 helicopters and running a helicopter hiring company, from someone owning hotels in now Masai Mara, Nairobi National Park, Weston, Mombasa. Like you can see where the money is going.
Yes.
And this level of greed is very nauseating, because imagine you steal this much. Ruto is actually past his half-life. Like me, I'm halfway in my life. I'm 42.
Okay.
If God gives you another 30 years, 40 years, I'm halfway past my life. Even if I amass everything, when I leave this world, I'm going to live in a coffin. And I wish the president realized, no matter how much you steal, no matter how much you destroy, the exit is a coffin. Just do good, man. Like just first half, umetuua. Second half, as you go home, because you must go home.
Yeah.
Why don't you just do good? Like now, our jails are empty of people who have done corruption. As we speak, there was a Matatu protest 2 weeks ago. Their kids were still in jail, trying to get bail money. They were accused of arson, all manner of things. 2 years ago, there was mandamano in this country. The people were still facing criminal charges who are not criminals. Last year, we had kids who were arrested all over the country. They are facing terrorism charges.
Yes, I remember that.
Well, the president openly works with people who have stolen from the counties, from Kingi to Joho, to Kabogo, people who have stolen from their counties, and is there giving them jobs. To a man called Obado, who stole hundreds of millions of shillings from Migori County. Obado was accused of killing Sharon. Sharon was raped, then killed, then her stomach opened to remove the baby. Obado is working scot-free, whereas small kids who had a placard are either facing terrorism charges or they were killed and now rotting in the grave. Imagine that. We're a country where we kill innocent people and then we elect the guilty to lead us. And that's why we're dying.
Boni, what if, and this is a very big what if, because I was hosting Bob Njagi this morning, Freedom Kenya, akasema, we are now bordering on conspiracies.
Yes.
What if the president is a clone? But I think
of the devil. Maybe he is
not of the devil.
No, he's like the God. Like you are to God realized tunamsumbua sana, so he sends the devil here to teach us a lesson.
But when Bob Njagi said that anyway, it got me thinking.
Wait, he said that the president is a clone.
Yes, he said that perhaps president.
Please explain.
And he said there's something on the president's back. There's some 3 holes here. Anyway, here's the thing. The question I'm asking here is, what if the president honestly believes that what he's doing is right? Like he honestly believes that what he's doing is right for the country. All this taxation, all these levies, all this, forget the whole people dying in the streets. Hizi zingine zenye anafanya, yani according to him, this is what is right for the country.
But what is there to show that it is right? Unajua, for you to know it is right, there has to be.
So if the president thinks that overtaxation, defunding education, and not having good health care, and having crime so high in this country, women getting killed, organ harvesting, all manner of crime and murder and rape, if he thinks that is fine, I think our president is mentally ill. He needs to be taken to Madare for psychiatric check. Because if everything we think that is happening in this country is okay, then he's mentally sick and he should be admitted at a psychiatric order.
For you wanting to be president, and actually have a question that will start that conversation, Alpha Customer Nauliza, ask Boni what made him change from an activist to active politics.
So I want to be the people's president. Every single day I wake up to fight for Kenyans' rights. I've been doing that for a long time. And I realized the things that I'm fighting for could be fixed if there was a president who was in State House, following the law, upholding the Constitution, and breathing life into the Constitution. That's the reason I'm running for president. I am tired of marching in the streets and nothing happens. So I'm saying, Kenyans, give me a chance to work for you. In the last election, 8 million Kenyans had no reason to vote. They stayed home. I want those 8 million Kenyans to go to the ballot and elect me to become their president. And if they do that, combined with the Gen Z votes, I'll fix this country.
I have a question on that. Regarding united opposition, and if you're actually planning to unite with the rest.
So
how does this work?
There's conversations about working together. But you must work together based on shared values. We need to work with people who believe that corruption is one of the worst threats to our country. Tribalism is a problem. Nepotism is a problem. People who have stolen and amassed land over time must explain how they got the land or return land back to the government. People who have stolen, accused of theft, must be prosecuted. So basically, anyone that I'm going to work with must agree, number one, we must fight corruption. And if there are some of the people who are our friends are corrupt, they must face the law. Number two, we must implement the Ndungu report on illegal acquisition of land. If any land that you have that you illegally acquired, you must return that land. There's the Truth and Justice and Reconciliation report, the TJS report. That must be implemented fully. So basically we say you cannot have a history of working in a killer government, or you're part of the people dumping bodies at River Yala, then you work together. I will not be able to do that. Because, for example, you guys just give me a cup of water right now. This clean cup of water, I can drink. But if you put sewer or human waste there, even if it's a drop, this water is polluted.
It is.
The moment the united opposition unite, but among them they have people, remnants of KANU, who are part of KANU, part of Jubilee, part of UDA. There's no change.
And you know that's all of them.
It's gonna be my brother.
So that is my question.
Apart from CJ
Maraga, Omtata, Kigame.
Okay.
There's a couple of people who are not part of the last government.
Yeah, but sasa watu wanasema, and going by how politics works in Kenya, by the way, rooted in tribalism, rooted in a lot of things. Yani the average. I'm trying to be realistic, by
Please
the
do.
way.
Yeah.
I'm really trying to be realistic because it is a genuine question for me. The Kenyan politics that is rooted in tribalism.
Yes.
The Kenyan politics, going by the average Kenyan voter.
Yeah.
Do you think actually Kenyans can vote for the few good people that we have?
I believe they can. I think we're underestimating the Kenyan people. There are people called the silent majority. And the silent majority did not vote in the last election.
The 7 million plus.
Yes, they did not vote in the last election. Then you have the Gen Z wave that can be able to work together.
Yeah.
So, is there a possibility if there's a united opposition, that is, if you have the remnants of this very bad regime from the past, if they come together, they send a memorandum of understanding with the Kenyan people that you must prosecute past crimes.
Yes.
That you must hold people accountable for what they have done. Because without accountability, we cannot move forward. Without justice, you cannot move forward. You cannot just start with a clean slate. There's no clean slate. Some things have to be addressed. They have to be addressed. When you spoke about building code and dormitories, I worry about people who live in Eastlands, Doni, Kayole, such places, where the building code is not followed. People build beacon to beacon. If there's a fire or an earthquake, it's going to be a disaster. And nothing is being done about it. So basically, we are building a city and a country where if we do not, if we have a natural disaster, the city will collapse.
Wait, we're not supposed to do beacon to beacon?
You're not supposed to do beacon to beacon.
What's the allowance
you're supposed to leave allowance? So you're not supposed to this building, they share wall like this. That is actually illegal.
Yeah.
That is number one. Number two, there are houses that don't even have sunlight.
Very true.
Many years ago, maybe 5-6 years ago, I went with my son we had gone to those sides of Kayole.
Yeah.
He was very young. And he asked me, Dad, how do people around here breathe? I'm like, why? He said, I haven't seen a single tree. Where do they get the oxygen from? And basically, that's the city we are. It's like a very, very big slum. And basically, we have to fundamentally change our leadership for Kenya to move forward. We have to change leaders who are very self-centered, people who think about themselves.
You know, on that building alone, I remember when I used to live in Kahao and Dani in the early 2010s.
Yeah.
My friend, that's how buildings also in that particular area at the time were being built. Like wall to wall, beacon to beacon. You can literally jump from building A to B.
There you go. I've gone to places to visit my friends.
Yeah.
And it's so sunny outside, but the building is like a fridge inside. Ni kama mnalala kwa fridge. And basically, and because of that, we have the government spending so much money on respiratory diseases and airborne diseases, because
TB,
pneumonia, asthma, all those manner of diseases, because we are not obeying the building code. And Kenya is so big, we can expand outward and build properly. And then the president is also doing vertical slums.
Okay.
Yeah.
He actually, now that you've mentioned it, when he was it in Azerbaijan, he said that now slum dwellers are living in skyscrapers. Are they living in skyscrapers?
I told you that guy is mentally ill, my friend.
Are Kenyans in slums living in skyscrapers?
On Saturday I was in Kibera. Kibera is still a slum. You know.
Wamejenga affordable.
I think let us be very honest about ourselves. I think if we're especially poor people.
Yes.
I don't speak to anyone who's struggling to live every day. You have to be selfish. And by being selfish, you have to start reading manifesto and interrogating who is running for what. Forget tribe, forget political party.
Yeah.
Because your future depends on that vote that you're going to vote. And if your child is going to get an education, or they're going to get abducted and their organs harvested, also depends on your vote. Because last year, there was an investigation about organ harvesting.
Yes.
And one is in jail for that. It's illegal to do organ harvesting in this country.
I believe the accused persons were found not guilty.
No, the parliament exonerated them.
Okay.
Yeah. So there's no case. So basically, we live in a mafia society. And for Kenya to change, stop electing mafia.
How big is your manifesto, or how small is your manifesto?
My manifesto.
I remember you gave us some money looking like manifesto.
I have my manifesto, and
yours is literally money.
Manifesto.
Money.
Yeah.
Pesa mfukoni. Cash this in 2027.
So my manifesto is anchored on Article 43 of the Constitution that guarantees you basic rights.
This is the whole thing.
This is the foundation.
Okay.
Because I'm going to travel this country, and together we're going to do the People's Manifesto with the Kenyan people.
Right.
But the anchor of my manifesto is Article 43 of the Constitution that guarantees you right to health, right to education,
Yes.
and right to housing, and right to social services, things like sanitation, and that's things like water. And basically what I'm saying is elimu itakuwa bure, matibabu bila malipo, na pia maji itakuwa bure. So if you're using water at home, you won't pay for that water. It's going to be free. Then we're going to charge companies and corporations and factories for the water.
Yes.
But home use water per family, we can afford to be able to do that.
Okay.
And that means we're going to remove the cartel who's selling water in this country.
But wouldn't that, I could be wrong on this, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Isn't that the mandate of the county government to provide water?
No, it's a mandate of the national government.
Okay.
Oh, I thought it was the county.
So Article 43. So water is a national resource. It's devolved. So counties can be able to have Tana River water, or there's one in Adi River. There's that as well. But that water should not be sold. The government should provide basic sanitation things. What is a right actually? Clean water. There are over 20 million Kenyans without access to clean water.
Yeah.
And they'll still be deluded enough to go out and start shouting my tribe or my party. No. Ask yourself, which of these candidates is going to bring us water, and how will they be able to do it? Yeah.
Now, let me just read them again. In Kiswahili, maliza ufisadi, that's corruption. Chakula bei poa, food security.
Yeah.
Elimu ya bure, free education. Maji safi ya bure, you've just mentioned that. Matibabu bila malipo. How will you achieve this, yet successive governments have been failing at it?
So healthcare is for a country to progress, you must take care of healthcare, because that's one of the things that make people very, very poor.
Right.
It's the government that mostly educates doctors. So let's educate our doctors. Let's employ them. Let's get medication either locally produced. Let's produce generic medication, because the problem is a Panadol costs 2 shillings from the manufacturer. The government buys it at 20 bob. Kemri.
Okay.
Is what Kemri? What's the name of this? Kemsa. Kemsa, where the drugs expiring. They're buying something they would buy for 5 bob at 30 bob. So let the government manufacture the things that they can be able to manufacture. So you get medication. Then let's have a clock in, clock out system. The problem you find sometimes the doctor will go to the hospital, put in their jacket, go to the private practice. Let's ensure that when you go to a hospital, there's a system that says we got this much medication,
yes,
we got this much patients, and this is how it was spent. The doctor clocked in at this time and left at this time. When I go to a private hospital, because I go to a private hospital,
yes,
the doctor clocks in. You never go in here, you're told hakuna daktari. Daktari yako hapo. They work in shifts. They work. When you go to the chemist, there's a system. So let's digitize every single thing. Because when you digitize everything, you can track movement. The moment you come to work, I think you have a magnetic check-in.
Yeah.
That's what you do.
Biometrics, yes.
Biometrics. Let people come in, and then how many patients they treat in a day. So you actually have a record, because most of the things that we spend money on are preventable. For example, the moment you have clean water in every home, you will not have dysentery, typhoid, diarrhea.
Cholera.
Those cholera things, those ones go. Then you spend less.
Okay.
Yes.
Because also now on that issue of doctors, then that would mean if I am to go to Kenyatta today and find a doctor who has not clocked out, that means then their remuneration needs to be really good.
You have to pay doctors as well. You need to pay doctors as well, because doctors save lives. Doctors, teachers, police should be better paid than MCAs and MPs.
Are you saying that is what your government will provide?
I'm saying there must be a balance where, first, number one, members of parliament need to earn much, much less.
Okay.
Much, much less.
I agree.
So it's no longer, you're not going there to earn money, you're going there to work and serve the people. You need to remove lucrative
packs.
Because between 1990, Mother Karua was a member of parliament. Between 92 and 97, she was earning about 20,000 per month. That was her salary.
As an MP?
Yes. Plus everything was
20,000.
about 20,000.
In 90?
In the 90s, salary was 20,000. Between 2002 to 2007, it was about 200,000. This thing of extreme money came under after the new constitution, after 2007, then 2013, it became something else. They did not even have bodyguards. They didn't even have drivers. Remove those packs so that people who don't want to serve the people don't go to parliament.
Yeah.
Send servants there, people who want to work for the people.
Let it be a calling.
Let it be a calling. I was talking to Kwegi Wamore last week. When he ran for MP in 1979,
yes,
the amount he spent for his campaign was 35,000 shillings in total. That was the maximum he could spend.
But inflation wasn't as it is today.
Yes. However, he says everywhere he went, people gave him money and even gave him food. That was the time. In 92, there's a guy called, the guy for Linen Towels. He's called Stanley.
Okay.
The person who defeated him, he was right. He's a billionaire and he had money. He ran against someone who was a civil servant, and the civil servant, because people are not taking money. There's a generation in the 60s, 70s, and 80s who either fought for freedom, or their kids were like, they were part of those freedom fighting families, that they knew that you support movements, you don't take away from movements.
Yes.
If you believe in someone, you give them your money, you give them your time. The place where Margaret Kenyatta lives in Ishaweri, the land for the Kenyatta family, was bought by peasants.
Okay.
When he came from jail, he didn't have land. He was given that land by peasants.
Okay.
His first car was bought by the Kenyan people. Everyone who left from Kapenguria, the prison, the Kapenguria 6, when they came out of jail, all of them were given cars by the Kenyan people.
Okay.
And then they were given land by the Kenyan people. Then what happens now? The president, Kenyatta, gets in and then starts grabbing everything.
Kenyatta 1 now.
Kenyatta 1.
Yes.
But basically, the leadership in the past was, we like you enough, we're going to support you, and you're going to go and serve us, not serve yourself.
Okay.
Is this something we can emulate now, considering we have no ideological alignment? And that is something I wanted to ask you regarding young aspirants. We have so many young people who want to vie.
Yes.
And hawana pesa. I met one in Fedha. Wako wengi. Yeah, he told me opponent wake ako ODM. Na anatembea kipeana pesa.
Yes.
And unfortunately, whether we like it or not, that works on Kenyan voters.
Yeah.
It works very well, coupled up with tribalism. So how do these young aspirants actually maneuver this space where you need money, the politics of money, of tribalism, kwanza ya pesa? How do they even maneuver? Hakuna Mkenya sasa tena nakupea pesa. Kusema tu kweli. Unless uko na pesa unatolea mtu hivi, they don't even look at you. And that is what they're banking on. That is what is making them strong. How do young people who want to take political power, who actually truly believe that they're the servants of the people, maneuver this politics of money?
All right. So there's a lot of poverty in this country. And that poverty forces people to sell their soul or even sell their vote. And there's a level of honesty that is in poor people that is very shocking. If a poor person takes your money, they'll vote for you. They feel like they have personal integrity. They don't eat and then betray you. They will vote for you. But basically, we need to do civic education. And you say, we understand why you took the 50 bob or the 100 shillings. Juu lazima mtoto akule.
Like what Uhuru said, anasema chukua pesa yao lakini usiwapigie.
So
is that the message?
Yeah, so unaambia kula kwao, kura kwenye unataka. Unajua, piga kura kwenye unataka. Kula kwao, kula, let them give that handouts. Take the money because you need it. But remember this, someone who's bribing you does not care about you. They want to buy your vote. And they're buying because it's an investment. And when they get in, they'll eat CDF money. When they get in, they'll do a cancer scandal. When they get in, they'll not even do anything for you. They're going to recover what they invested. So anyone who gives you money is an investor. So there's a need for civic education by ourselves in our communities, but even by the church and the pastors and the imams. The churches and the mosques must talk about this thing. Because we must reclaim the soul of this country. Because the soul of this nation is lost. It is very lost. Just know, anyone who bribes you, anyone who gives you money, does not care about you. They care about themselves.
Yeah. Manifesto. Yeah, actually, wait. Manifesto point number here, kazi kwa wote. How are you able to achieve this, kazi kwa wote, considering government really can't employ all 58 million of us?
No, the government will employ everyone. You just need to do conducive environment. So this country need to be able to go back to its roots. What were we doing before? Pyrethrum was doing very well. Cotton was doing very well. And we can do, cashews could do very well in the Coast Province. We could be able to do macadamia. There's so many things and so many sectors that are failing. Where are they failing? Number one, infrastructure. There are no roads in those communities. Number two, the cost of energy. This country, energy is so expensive. So we need to find ways to make energy cheaper so that people invest in this country. So that people can be able to build Viwandas, basically factories. The 47 counties, we must find 47 unique products for every county to sell. Then there's another channel we need to actually explore. If we're in the western region of this country, if sugar is not doing very well and sugarcane is not doing very well, why don't we do medicinal marijuana? We do hemp. We ensure that you can be able to grow hemp for seed, for oil, for lotions, for soaps.
Actually, even hemp is very good for fabrics.
Yeah, for clothes. You know, we can do all those things. Just it's a multi-billion-dollar industry.
Yes.
So we get out of that. Marijuana is not just for smoking.
Yeah.
It's a raw product for many things, and it can actually do wonders in this country. We need to take advantage of that.
Okay.
We need to take advantage of geothermal. We don't need a nuclear plant in this country. There's geothermal, there's solar power. Just ensure that you can be able to we zero rate solar panels. Let people just import their solars. Let people do solar power. Let people do small production of energy in their own communities. Remove the Kenya Power monopoly.
Yes.
Yeah.
And even in rivers and lakes, you'll be shocked how many streams can provide power for our villages.
And then as a country, we need to do a skills audit.
Yeah.
What skills do we need in this country to move forward? I don't think at the moment we should have any unemployed doctor or teacher on us.
Okay.
Because we don't have enough of them. So as a priority, let's employ all the doctors we can so the country is healthy. Let's employ all teachers. Let's standardize schools in the entire country.
How so?
So ensure that, you have a template.
Yes.
If you go to a mosque in Mecca or in Siolo, in the same mosque, style, shape, format, layout. If you go to a Catholic church in Rome and in Nyeri, it's the same layout of a Catholic church.
Yes.
There's a template. The same scripture being read somewhere else is being read somewhere else.
True.
If it's John 3:16, John 3:16. And if the same surah, right? Let's say the standard of these schools is this. This is the standard of the laboratory, the library, the classrooms, the teaching area, the dormitories. Let's standardize the entire country. So it's a template. The entire country have the same standards. So a child in any part of this country has the same experience as a child in the city. Number one. Then to deal with tribalism, depending on the county that you're studying in, you learn the language of that county. So if you're a child from Nairobi,
yes, and you've gone to Kitui,
so there's a Kamba lessons, even if it's twice a week or once a week.
Okay.
Every week there's a lesson about that. So wherever you are in this country, if you're studying a school that is not in your county,
yes,
you learn the local language. That will deal with tribalism, because now everyone speaks everyone's language. We're going to become bilingual, all of us. Yeah. So that utasemaji unachukiwa Kikuyu na kuna Wakikuyu wa Somalia, because you learn the language. So if you're Northeastern, all of you every week learn that. The same way, if you're going to leave this country, go to Germany or France, you have to learn German or France or Spanish, right?
Yeah.
Let's learn the language of the host community. Yeah.
Like that. On this issue of Funga wa Korawote, and you mentioned this the last time, and I believe that's why you have this.
This is a news for hanging them. Tunanyonga how? How? Yeah, this is not a plaything.
I was wondering what it was.
No, this is not a plaything. This is for hanging them. Yes.
Let me ask, how will you achieve? Because some of these folks that you might want to jail, if God allows you to be president of this country, some of them are tribal kingpins and so on and so forth.
They're dangerous. Actually, they can even hire people to kill you.
Imagine.
Yeah. So how are you going to do that?
So there's a need for Kenya to go forward. We must fight corruption. We're all in agreement.
We're in agreement.
It's costing us so much in lives, in property, so much.
Yes.
So let's do a moratorium. When you get into power, so you have 90 days. If you have stolen, if you have anything that you have that is not yours, return.
So there'll be a grace period.
Yeah, there's a yes. Okay. So you have a grace period of 90 days. And no, it's an amnesty. Yeah, no questions asked, return what you stole and all that.
Hatutasumbwana na wewe.
Yeah. Do that. If we like to do so, we incentivize that. We tell Kenyans, if you know that Boniface Mwangi has something that is hidden somewhere, or stole something, or if you know of these things, tell us where that money is, and you're gonna get a percentage.
Okay.
So you reward whistleblowers, and you protect whistleblowers. So someone knows, if I blow the whistle on Samoei Ruto, I will not be killed. I'll be protected by the government.
Okay.
Then have special courts. There's courts that hear criminal cases. But let's deal with criminal cases like the way we deal with the pregnancy. You meet a girl, you fall in love, or you do something, she's pregnant, 9 months there's a baby.
Yes.
Let every court case about corruption take 9 months.
Is it achievable?
We need to do that, because the problem is cases drag for 10 years.
Yes,
till people forget. Let cases go very, very fast. So that in 9 months, if you're convicted, you can appeal. When you exhaust your appeals, we take it to Uhuru Park, public hanging, you get hanged.
Actually, I think China does that. Theirs is very short.
Yes.
They don't even take months.
They hang people.
And they
shoot. And rapists and pedophiles.
Yeah.
And murderers.
Those ones are short.
Even economic thieves, they don't hang people. It's firing squad.
Okay.
Yes. You're killed by firing squad. You need to do that. Because every day, Kenyans lynch poor thieves. Chicken thief, mobile snatcher, someone who stole your cabbages. Let's do a similar thing for these other people so that they stop bothering us. Because if you had dealt corruption when Kibaki came into power, Kenya would be a different country. But now, these people have become so powerful, they have life and death over you because of the money they have. Let's take away the money.
Again, back just on the Funga wa Korawoto, you know, some of them are very well connected. Properly connected in the system, whether it's the prison system, the police system, the corruption courts, the judiciary system. Like, those folks are everywhere. Yeah.
We need to reform the judiciary, reform the police. There's a need for 100% overhaul of the entire system. But Boniface Mwangi cannot do it by himself. We need to work as a collective, as a movement. Do you remember when June 25th, 2024 happened?
Yeah.
They were afraid of going to their homes.
Yes.
Because Kenyans were angry. It has to be a movement of Kenyans says we must put an end to corruption. So we're not saying that we're not bloody thirsty killers like this government that want to kill people. We're saying no. If you return what you stole, then there's accountability. Then just return. And then you can decide what happens next. But you cannot use the money you stole from us to destabilize us. We cannot live like that.
There's the issue with UDA Sec-Gen, that is Hassan Omar Hassan.
Yeah.
Some things he said a few days ago, and they got a life of their own, and everyone is saying that is ethnic profiling.
Yeah.
I don't know if you got to hear what he said.
Yes.
What are your thoughts on it?
So I'll say this. I'm very disappointed by his remarks. Hassan Omar is someone that I've known for a long time. I used to look up to him when he was a student leader. He was my friend before they came into government. So it's someone that I know. And I understand that UDA has bile towards Uhuru Kenyatta.
Yeah.
And that is understandable. He's a competitor to Ruto, and they have their differences. But if you're going to attack an individual, attack the individual, not the community.
Yeah.
If I have an issue with
Hanifa
here, I will not attack Hanifa's community. I'll attack Hanifa as a person. So the moment you bring the entire community, it's ethnic profiling. And you live in a country where that elections are such high-stakes game, there could be ethnic violence. There could even be pre-election violence in this country. So we need to stop such remarks. He should not say that. He apologized, but he said but, because those remarks are a reflection of the president.
Yeah.
As the Secretary General of UDA, he's speaking as the president's mouthpiece. So he's telling us when they sit at State House or when they sit for UDA meetings, that's how they're thinking, and it's a problem. It's the same problem that Kenyans had when Nani says Murima all the time.
Gachagua,
it's like, what is Murima? This country belongs to all of us.
Yeah.
So we need to stop this ethnic politics and ethnic tribal kingpins. But the good news is, this is the last election you're going to have tribal kingpins.
Is that so?
They're coming to an end. Coming to an end.
How?
Who else? Let me ask you.
Yes.
Who else? So Kalonzo represents the
Kamba community.
Kamba.
Yes.
Is there another Kamba leader who could come and say and take that mantle? No. That kind of organizing is gone. The Kalenjins, even Gideon Moi could not do it.
Yes.
Now there's Ruto. Is there another Kalenjin who can come and say, I'm the kingpin? Actually, the only reason why Rigathi was able to do this, because he was persecuted and profiled by Ruto. But basically, even Rigathi does not have the Kikuyu people. He speaks about it. And you guys go and cover 2-3 rallies. But we're not homogeneous. We're very different people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is the last one you're saying that will have tribal kingpins.
This is the last election that is going to have.
Are you assuming that in case Kalonzo is not president come next year, he won't run in 2032?
Do you know how old he is?
He's 70. What, is it 74?
He's in his 70s.
Anyway, yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
So he's nearer death than presidency.
Okay. Now, on the issue of rigging, because again, a conversation was started by several MPs. There's DG, Savula, and others. I'm forgetting their names. Wajir, I think, woman rep, and Sudi, and many others who came out and said that, look, come 2027, no matter what, surely, no president in this country has done one term.
Actually, no Historia. On top of that, Jerry, I think you've seen Jerry trending, and there's this whole conversation about impeachment. how the United Opposition want to impeach President Ruto. So she came legally to explain all the legal terms, the legalist language, but people turned on her, calling her all sorts of names, that she's trying to derail the motion, blah, blah, blah. But what do you think about this whole impeachment thing? Do you think the parliament actually has what it takes? Or can you actually garner
anza
niya kwanza, sorry.
Anza na hiyo ya rigging elections.
So how are you going to rig the elections?
They said they own IBC, they control the budget.
So it was Tukokadi, right? So Tukokadi.
Yes.
People say Tukokadi wote. So you're going to go vote, right?
Right.
And then tukishafanya Tukokadi, tunafagia wote. So tunafagia wase wote ambao tutaki. Then tukishafagia wote because that's at the polling station, tunalinda kura. You have to realize that if you steal this election, the country is going to burn. So you can't put your interest before the country. That is number one. Number two, even the returning officer, the police officers, and the people and the clerks and the people who are monitoring that election are tired with this government. They pay avoidable housing and there's no housing. They pay for SHA and it's a scam. So they're feeling the pinch and the weight of the overtaxation and under-representation. So they're going to vote it out. The last election, he squeaked through 200,000 votes.
Okay.
So if Ruto gets to 3 million votes, he'll have to go and show us those 3 million Kenyans. He'll have to show us each and every of those 3 million Kenyans, because Ruto must go is a clarion call in the entire country. And when you say Ruto must go, people think it's just Ruto. No. It's everything it represents. The Sudis of this world and those other scams and others, hizo takataka zote ambazo zinazungumza hapo. All of them will be cleaned out, all of them. Now, the danger we face as a country is buying that narrative, because it's a way of voter suppression.
The rigging of elections.
Yes. They're trying to scare you not to vote because it's going to get rigged. Let me tell you, it is impossible to steal this election. The votes will be counted at the polling station, and that tallying is final. So he should be prepared to hand over and change his ways. There's still a saving grace.
Okay.
You have never jailed a sitting president. Let him stop killing Kenyans. Let him stop the abductions. Let him stop stealing. Let him fire people who are corrupt. Let him charge some of those people who are corrupt. Let him change his ways. Okay. So that he can have mitigation when he's going to be sharing a jail cell with Uhuru Kenyatta in 2028.
When you say there's saving grace, what exactly do you mean? Like if he does all those things you're saying right now, Kenyans will consider him for 27?
No. They'll not hang him. They might jail him for life.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So that question about Jerry.
so the impeachment.
There's this impeachment discourse you've seen online. So
yes, so
one of the members of parliament came online
asking
and said,
for retweets to impeach. Foolish.
So Jerry came online today to explain the impeachment thing and the realistic side of it, of having to garner 1/3 of the members of parliament. Yani I'm explained too in legal terms how impossible currently that is. So what do you think about this entire impeachment topic?
So I've been saying this I've done interviews about this many times. And I've been saying Linda Mwananchi are making a lot of noise, necessary noise, in rallies all over this country. But they have a flaw in parliament which can actually start or initiate an impeachment motion against the president. And when they initiate that impeachment, they might have to collect signatures. Let them collect signatures so we know who's on the side of the Kenyan people. So this is not only, it's a referendum for us to know among the 290 members of parliament who are elected, who supports the impeachment. And then the ones who don't, we know they're going to go home and we're going to vote them out. So it's very, very important for this impeachment to start in the lower house and the higher house, the Senate. Let it start. This noise you're making, let us prepare articles of impeachment. And you said the president has broken this many laws. And because it might fail in parliament and fail in the Senate, these articles of impeachment, Kenyans will take them and preach them in the community. The reason why impeaching the president, he did ABCD. He defied court orders. He killed Gen Zs. He brought Ebola to Kenya. He borrowed without asking parliament. You know, all these things, let them be listed so that we know he's been accused of these things. So it's very, very important. Now, what Jerry did is pour water on our hopes. So people are saying, unaharibu. Unaharibu kwa sababu, wacha kwanza tuelewe story. So hii mjadala iende bunge tafadhali, na iende Senate, tujue kwamba amevunja sheria gani. Very very important. And then that sheria zenye amevunja itakuwa civic education.
Okay.
So even if we fail, let me tell you, we shall know the names of those guys who let us down, because
but pia walivotia yes in finance bill.
Tunawajua, tumewamark, tunawapeleka nyumbani. It is very very important.
Do you think these members of parliament would actually table that motion and actually vote?
No, let them
for it.
You see, even if they don't table it and it doesn't go all the way to reading, we'll have known who signed to impeach him. So we're saying we need someone to bail the cat.
So is this a test on the united opposition people who are currently in parliament?
Yes, we need to know what the turncoats, so kujua nani vigeugeu,
nani ako for and against.
Yeah, so we just know the names. So if there are people pretending that Ruto must go and they're not willing to impeach him, then you're like, oh, kumbe wewe ni mtu akitendawili.
Kwa nini unakata hiyo retweet? Naona amepata and he's trying to impeach.
No, you see, hiyo ni ujinga. Wewe umepigiwa kura already, umepelekwa bunge, kuna sauti. Mbona huja kutuomba opinion hapa kama socialite kwa mtandao? You know, a member of parliament is not a socialite. You're supposed to be working in parliament doing these things. Don't come and ask for retweets. You're already paying your salary.
Yeah.
Kwani that's not enough? It's not enough for him to do his job. Okay. So you want salary and then retweets on top. Ujinga tupu.
But naona anapeleka motion. Amepata retweets.
Let's just say it was an acha nisiongele zaidi.
I want to know about and we have 3 minutes before we finish. So on the matter of your running mate, have you decided on one?
It's too early, Hanifa.
and what is the criteria that you're going to use? Is it a conversation you're going to have with your family? Is it a conversation you're going to have with Kenyans? Is it like, how will you decide on this particular person? Are they going to be a woman? Is it going to be a man? A Gen Z? Mkamba? Mkisi? Utamuaje?
My running mate will be a Kenyan. That's all I know. And the Kenyan people will decide who's going to be my running mate. We need to go through a democratic process where we say, here are the nominees and who do you think should be my running mate. But there's also this idea that we should all unite and have one candidate.
Yeah.
So basically we're going to come together to be able to remove this man from power and just reclaim our country and the soul of our nation.
Yeah.
And as we finish, there's June 25th is coming. It's going to be marking the 2 years since June 25th, 2024. We're going to remember the heroes that we lost and those that were injured and just celebrate their lives and maybe visit their families. So like across this country, wherever you are, if you know of a grave of a Gen Z was killed on that particular day, it's very important. Visit the family and mark that day. And then for Kenyans, we're going to lock down the entire country this year as well. We want Kenyans to mourn those people who died and demand for justice.
Itakuwa on when?
Itakuwa on a Thursday. So it's gonna be like a long weekend. So it's gonna be 25th National Day, remembering those heroes. 26th tumewapatia off the entire country, don't go to work. Then the weekend comes. So it's a National Day celebrations on June 25th. So wherever you are, just know no work, no school. We just remember the ones we lost and demand accountability. We demand justice. And also Ruto doesn't kill more people.
Kuna Wakenya wakisikia don't come to work, they actually go to the streets.
Yes.
For example, what happened in the matatu situation.
Yeah.
Watu waliambiwa kaeni nyumbani, matatu zikae.
No, as in nasema watu streets on any streets. But basically, if you're an employer, that day it's an off day for all Kenyans.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Part in short, as far as Boniface Mwangi is concerned, and the state of the nation, for lack of a better word, I'll allow you some 30 seconds.
All right. You have known me, you have seen me for a very long time, and you can interrogate my past and you know where I've come from. I want to give me a chance to lead this country and to be able to fix the problems that ails our country. It's not my work alone, it's our work together, and collectively you can change this country and create a Kenya that works for the Kenyans who work, not just those ones who just sit and then steal. So basically, I want you, wherever you're in this country, be a responsible citizen, preach peace, don't talk about tribalism, and let us unite to fix the problems that ail us, because Ruto must go, siku zote, and June 25th, see you in the streets.
Nimeona hapa umeandika sina kakitu, niko na sera bora.
Yes.
Clean politics, no handouts. Ahadi yangu, deni yangu.
Yes, I shall keep the promise.
All right. All the best, Boni.
Thank you, sir.
Where do we follow your campaign, by the way? I know
I have a WhatsApp channel that you can follow that I normally post all the time. My handle is Boniface Mwangi on all platforms. Unifuateni kila pahali. Tuzungumze. And then I actually fundraise from Kenyans.
Yes.
To support my campaign.
Yeah, the nimeona uko na pay bill number. Wapatie.
The number is 5010-215. 5010-215. It's a buy goods number. Tumia kakitu, even 10 bob can print for me a poster.
Yeah.
Yes.
Nimeona pia ama hii story ya send money umeachana nayo.
Hata send money iko. Kuna namba send money, hiyo pia namba unaweza tumia message. Ni 0117 777 777
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. There you go. All the best, Boni. Umesema tukufuate pia kwa WhatsApp, eh?
Yes, asante.
Uko na channel.
Niko na channel.
Hanifa, closing remarks tukienda nyumbani.
She's gonna vote for me and then go on.
What are your closing remarks?
Mimi, I'm so bothered by whatever is going on in the country, whether it is the Utumishi fire tragedy or how we are importing pandemic and disaster into our country. Kenya is not a dumping ground for America's biohazard bullshit, for a lack of better word. So we need to care more about this country.
Okay.
The government needs to know that they are not the only ones in charge. Tuko hapa. They've shown time and again how they disdain us. They need to be intentional about this. And parents, we need to be intentional about parenting. We need to look out for our children. Mfai kuwa dump tu shule, nawacha hivyo.
Okay.
And there needs to be a balance between discipline and bullying. People need to draw a line. Mnafaa kuangalia watoto with dignity.
Okay.
Sawa, yeah.
All right. Sawa. Folks, see you tomorrow morning at exactly 6 in the a.m. I'll be here with CT Muga and a host of other guests, and we shall be discussing what is germane to you. Otherwise, for now, kwaheri ya kuonana.